3 months ago, I made a video talking about Baldur's Gate 3 having a massive flaw. If you don't remember it, it'll be in the description so that you can watch it because I was pretty angry. I talked about one particular part of the game in Act 3, although it permeates around different areas, mainly talking about Counterspell and how it works and how it shouldn't work. In particular, being able to target you from behind walls and even be able to target you from outside of combat. I made it very clear that I was upset about this, and I had a bunch of brain rot individuals trying to make sense of it and rush hard copium for the game. And again, I'm going to say again, Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the greatest games ever made. One of the greatest games I've ever personally played. I love it to death. But it really gutted me on wanting to play a spellcaster, specifically for that reason. But I'm happy to say that I can now push my rating of Baldur's Gate from a 9 out of 10 to probably a 9.7 out of 10. It is almost a perfect game, in my opinion. All things considered, like, if we're getting into the nitty-gritty, no one game is going to be absolutely perfect with no problems whatsoever, other than maybe Sekiro. But regardless, no game is going to be completely perfect. But boy, am I happy to announce that what I was really, really upset about has been fixed. Patch 6 is now live, and they, as of a couple days ago, Patch 6 is now live, and there are an immeasurable amount of fixes. One in particular that I was super excited to see was right here. Fixed enemy NPCs being able to counterspell a character that they are not in combat with. That is huge. That is massive. I am so happy that they fixed that. And man, it really got me giddy, and it really got me to want to play the game again. It was absolutely I was over the moon. A lot of people were saying that that I was overreacting, and I just watched a grown man rant for 13 minutes. At which point I say, thanks for watching the whole video. I appreciate the watch time, sir. Thank you. But yeah, it's wonderful. I wanted to kind of go over it a bit here. Specifically, this one part of the patch notes. I've read some of the other ones, and they did a bunch of different hot fixes and stuff like that. But the number one thing that I wanted to bring up here is how vindicated I feel with how upset I got in this moment. Oh my goodness. I remember this one individual in my comments saying, well, it kind of makes sense, or at least maybe it was in my comment, or maybe it was on Reddit, one of the two. Regardless, both are cesspools. It kind of makes sense that a wizard upstairs would be able to sense a magic user downstairs and be able to pinpoint the location. You don't think that seems reasonable? Because they got the tadpoles in their head. It's like a Neuralink. And that's always been such a stupid argument, because if they know where you're at and they can sense you casting something, then, like, what's the point of stealth? What's the point of sneak attack? It makes absolutely no sense. It's a terrible argument. So I just wanted to say, oh my goodness, I'm so happy that that's brought up. Now, as far as the reason why it's not a perfect game yet, that's the biggest glaring issue. The only other part, I'm sorry to say, but Counterspell still isn't fixed. It's still not fixed completely. It's the biggest offender is fixed. It is. But it's not fixed completely. And that's because Counterspell still works behind full cover. Whenever the enemy cannot see you, it doesn't matter what distance they are away from you. Now, the spell itself says 18 meters, but that's a lie. I've been counterspelled from far beyond 18 meters. It doesn't matter. So, and the fact that it can go behind full cover is abysmal. It still shouldn't work that way. But at least the problem that I was having was taken care of and solved. It's been a glorious day, guys. It really made me happy, and I'm super excited to get back into playing it again. But I just really wanted to talk about it, specifically because this was a very big thing for me. I absolutely love Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I've only beat it once, but I have played it a lot, mainly swapping characters, trying different things, playing with friends. Speaking of which, after I get done with this video, I am probably going to be playing it on Twitch. If I can get a hold of my friend that I've been playing through it with, if he's free tonight, I'll be playing it on Twitch after this video is posted. So if you want to come hang out with me on there, then please click the link down in the description below to join me on there. Yeah, they covered a bunch of different things. I know I'm kind of rambling here. There is no script. I was super excited to see this, and I really wanted to make a video about it, just discussing it in general. There's a lot of cool things that they added to Tactician mode. As far as, like, the enemies had legendary actions. Now there's extra legendary actions and things like that. Very unique stuff. As well as a shambling mound. So if any of you D&D aficionados know what a shambling mound is, that's very exciting. I love that enemy so much. Yeah, a lot of quality of life stuff, and I guess since it's the season of love with Valentine's Day and everything, they added a lot of different types of kisses for romance, which I think is absolutely adorable. So as you see, there's like a forehead kiss. It's really, really cute. I like seeing all that stuff, as well as animations and improvements for people at camp. As you can see, Halsin is whittling. They even made it to where, like, Shadowheart polishes her spear and things like that. Improvements and fixes galore. They did a lot of different things. Here's some of the highlights. You can now this is a really good one, actually. I really like this one. You can now dismiss a recruited companion from your party while speaking to the companion you want to replace them with. So now you don't have to go, like, back and forth, go talk to Astarion and tell him, hey, can you stay in the camp, and then go to Karlach and say, hey, will you join me? You could just go right up to Karlach and say, hey, get Astarion out of here, and it'll automatically change. And that's great. It'll save a lot of time. If you guys want to see the full patch notes, then go ahead, go to Baldur's Gate 3, patch notes number 6. You'll find it on their website. It covers, again, a plethora of different things. All quality of life things, man. Larian Studios, they are incredible. I mean, goodness me. They are my favorite. They are, without a doubt, my favorite developer currently. They are incredible. Constantly. Now, this is how you run a live service game. This is everybody needs to take notes. Other developers saying that game dev is hard. They need to take some notes from these guys here. They are masters of their craft. These guys, Larian Studios and From Software, the top 2 developers, in my opinion, of all time. But yeah, so that's the main thing that I wanted to discuss. You know, a few different things here. The number one thing is that I was right, and that it was a bad bug and terrible and completely awful and needed to be fixed, and so many people argued with me and told me I was wrong, but you were wrong. You were wrong, and I was right. So anyway, that's about all I wanted to talk about. Have a great day, everybody, and go play Baldur's Gate 3. It's amazing. Thank you, Larian.